one life to live.
I'm gonna miss you, so hurry up down there.
It's an exciting new adventure
Permission to plant you aboard, sir?
as Asa sets his sails for an exciting voyage on the high seas
Why don't we run away together?
and on the edge of night.
Look, you can get a hold of all your money and we can go live in some foreign country.
Oh, baby. You're so pretty.
One life to live, the edge of night, weekdays.
Gloria Rojas examines abortion clinics.
A late period doesn't necessarily mean you're pregnant. It's the urine or blood test that gives you medical confirmation.
But what if the test results are wrong?
Bob Ferraro, our producer. Pregnant.
Abortion alert. Tonight on Eyewitness News at 5 and 11.
A pre-Grammy party tonight at 7:30.
I am not interested in delays on your end out there. I just want to know what time his flight is leaving. Good, that's fine. Why didn't you tell me that in the first place, you dope? Never mind, goodbye.
What's the story? When did he do?
Oh, you should be leaving any time now.
Well, then I better get dressed and get out of here.
No, you don't have to. I can stay.
I can't have him find me here. It's bad enough Ian saw me here.
Well, if Ian hadn't seen you here, Spencer wouldn't have to come here now, would he?
I wonder if Gunther is right. Is Raven really with Sky in New York? But what does it have to do with this flight? Why does he want me to start liquidating his assets? It's sheer insanity. Sky usually has a reason for everything he does. What is it this time?
He's in trouble. That's obvious. Tax trouble, or something nasty like that. You know, he's probably going to skip the country and leave you holding the bag.
Camilla.
No, I'm serious. He must have had you sign something that makes you responsible for all his debts. I never trusted that man.
You never trusted anyone.
You know me so well. I'm serious, though. Look what he did to my poor brother. He's as guilty as Raven. Two of them deserve each other. And you know what you deserve?
No. What?
Anything you can get. You saved his life, Spencer. He'd still be rotting away in a Swiss hospital if it weren't for you.
Camilla, I have to go. I have an early flight.
But you had the perfect idea.
And what was that?
You told me, if Mr. Whitney has given you the power to dissolve his holdings, wouldn't it be simple to send some of that money your way?
Camilla, you were always calling me a servant. Would you rather call me a thief?
I could love a thief before I would ever love a servant, Spencer.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by April Fresh Downy, America's favorite fabric softener, and by Sunshine Fresh Mr. Clean. He helps keep no-wax floors shining bright.
Happy birthday! Oh, Jimmy, don't. The floor's wet. No, it's dry. I washed it hours ago. What? Oh, you're kidding. Wow, that shine made me think it was wet. Using something new for your no-wax floor? Yep. New Lemon Bright Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean is new? Sure is. It's a whole new Mr. Clean. New lemon bright color, new fragrance. Terrific. Really lemony. And a new brightening formula that's even better than before. I'll say. It really shines. And no dull film or streaks. Even Armstrong approves it for my no-wax Solarian floor. With a shine like this, I approve, too.
New Lemon Bright Mr. Clean brings out a no-wax shine so bright, you may wonder, is it wet or is it dry?
No, it's dry.
Mary, I can't present my sales plan today.
Why not?
This collar's scratching me.
But I used a fabric softener. Get him another shirt. Huh? The one you softened last wash with Downy, not with those dryer sheets. Downy softens better all the way through, inside the collar.
And where's that nice, fresh smell?
Try this.
Look, dryer brands can only soften here and there where they touch, but Downy softens through and through, and only Downy rinses in April freshness while it makes static cling almost disappear.
This shirt feels great, hon, and smells terrific.
Forget something?
Oh, what would I do without you?
And Downy.
Through and through, Downy softness, a noticeable improvement.
I'm almost tempted to put off my errand so I can be here for your meeting. I'd like a chance to give Mr. Cameron a piece of my mind.
You mean about your South American assignment?
Yes.
Well, you don't have to stay for that. I'm going to do it for you. Deliver a piece of both our minds.
Will you really, Mike?
That's the reason I asked for this meeting. To tell David what I think of his tactics and to inform him that any further manipulation of our lives will cost the CEA 2 volunteers.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad to hear you say that. I think it's time that we stood up to that man because, I mean, no matter what the cause, he cannot expect us to treat people the way he does.
Sounds like you read my speech.
Well, I'm sure he will know that you mean business. I'm glad you're going to be doing it because I'm still too mad to be coherent.
Haven't cooled down yet?
No, I haven't. Imagine spending all that time in 100-degree temperatures. I've got to go. Oh, honey.
Yes?
I should tell you where I'm going.
Only if you want to, darling.
Well, I'm going to see Valerie. I've got to tell her some things that she ought to know.
Now, wait a minute.
No, don't worry. I'm not going to divulge any of Mr. Cameron's secrets. I'm just going to caution her about what she thinks is her great romance with Sky Whitney.
That won't be an easy assignment.
I know it won't. She isn't going to like it. But it has to be done. Come in.
Good morning. Am I interrupting you too early?
Well, if you're looking for work, but I just made some fresh coffee. Help yourself if you want some.
Yeah, I'd love some, thanks. You really do have to start at the crack of dawn, don't you?
Yeah, one of the joys of commercial photography. Setting up and taking down.
Why don't you hire yourself some strong young kid?
You look like a strong young kid. Will you help me with that roll of paper? The orange one.
Sure. All right, but this does not mean I'm going to take the job.
Well, okay.
I did have another purpose for coming down here.
I know, you need a picture. You've just been promoted to, oh dear, what comes after chief of police?
Well, I think that would be police commissioner, but that's not the kind of job I would want.
Why not?
Because then I'd have to deal with the types like me.
Oh. Well, so, you don't need a picture?
No, I came by to congratulate you, as a matter of fact, on that article in the Sunday feature section of the news.
Oh, on the auxiliary police.
It was very good, I thought. Very good.
Well, thank you, but I didn't write the article. Nancy did. I just took the pictures.
Well, I didn't actually read the article. I just looked at the pictures.
I don't believe you.
I saw that it was about the auxiliary police, and, well, I don't care much for the civilian operation. Sunday cops is not my idea.
You were quoted in that article as saying you thought they were wonderful.
I was? Huh. Well, now I am glad I didn't read the article.
You're feeling pretty cocky this morning.
Well, that will change. I'll become my grouchy old self probably the minute I leave the studio.
Is the coffee that bad? You're not even drinking it.
Bad? No, it's good coffee. Are you kidding? Compared to that stuff I have at headquarters, this is nectar. This is ambrosia.
I think ambrosia is solid food.
Oh. Hey, speaking of solid food, that restaurant I mentioned to you... No, did I mention a restaurant to you?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, not that I'm much of a restaurant critic, but there is a new restaurant that's supposed to be part Chinese, part French. It's supposed to be really something.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. La Chinoise?
Yeah, La Chinoise. You've heard of it. Skyler's probably taken you there?
Well, no, actually, Sky's never taken me there.
probably not expensive enough. You two still see a lot of each other, huh?
Yeah. But not right at the moment because he's out of town on business.
Well, that's too bad. You must be feeling kind of lost and lonely. I mean, if you go out with somebody most every night and then all of a sudden,
I think I'll manage, Derek. Actually, it's sort of a relief.
Oh?
Well, I mean, just not going out every night. I've neglected so many things at home.
Yeah, that's true, but still, I got an idea now. Because La Chinoise is probably not the kind of place that Skyler would take you, and if you do want to go, maybe you'd have to think about going with somebody else.
Well, I don't see why not.
You don't have any kind of agreement with Skyler, do you?
Not in writing.
All right, then. When can we go?
Well...
How about tonight?
Kellogg's Special K has gotten better, just like you.
You hit your stride, you find your pride, and on your way you take to the K, Kellogg's Special K.
If you haven't tried high-protein, low-sugar Special K cereal lately, you're in for a treat. Bigger, crispier flakes make your low-calorie Special K breakfast taste even better.
All together, better than ever, a good time to say, take to the K, Kellogg's Special K.
Okay.
Assistant caterer reporting for duty.
Welcome. Ready to feed an army?
Now with the chicken salad I made last night, it tasted funny, not fresh like yours.
Did you use Hellman's mayonnaise?
Why? Is Hellman's fresher?
The freshest. From the first spoonful to the last. So I know my recipes will always taste their best.
Hellman's can make a difference.
Bring out the Hellman's and bring out the best.
Well, I'm really sorry things didn't work out with Nancy, Mike. But maybe she gave up a little too soon.
Nancy is not a quitter. She could tell from the runaround she was getting that Mr. Long had no intention of granting that interview.
Well, that's too bad. It was a long way to go for a story.
To my way of thinking, a little too far. Don't you agree?
Something tells me you're a step ahead of me, Mike.
No, David. You're the one who's always a step ahead of us. If it hadn't been for a chance meeting in a bar, I'd never known what you were conniving to do.
Oh, surely you could find a kinder word than conniving.
It's accurate, isn't it? You set up the interview with that fugitive, but not out of the goodness of your heart. Right so far?
Go ahead, you're doing fine.
You convinced Nancy's editor that it was an act of benevolent generosity. But I know that it was more than that. You were afraid Nancy was about to interfere with a scheme of yours.
Oh, now, you have to admit she wasn't too happy with the scheme and getting unhappier every minute, and with the wedding of Raven and Ian.
You wanted to make sure that she didn't jump up during the ceremony and object.
I doubt she'd do that.
What you did was a cynical manipulation of the people who were supposed to be your associates in this operation.
I don't blame you for being upset.
That's not an answer.
You already know the answer. It's true. I'm not going to deny it. Nancy had me worried. I wasn't afraid of a deliberate betrayal, only that her mood might betray her and she would blurt out something that would cause the whole plan to explode.
So you tried to get rid of her? You sent her away as far as you could manage?
I tried to make that a fair exchange, Mike. I honestly believed our people in South America would be able to arrange that interview with Victor Long. Now, please believe me, I had no intention of deceiving Nancy.
And I'm sure you also believed that the end justified the means.
You want the truth? Everyone in my business believes that. Our job is counter-espionage, and we have to be as tough-minded as the people who are working against us.
And what about the people who are working with you?
Now, that is exactly what I was afraid of, that Nancy was no longer working with us.
Well, you're wrong. As a matter of fact, she's the most dedicated person in this whole mess, because it's caused her more pain to see the people she cares about treated unfairly. That's why she went to see Valerie Bryson this morning.
She what?
Oh, you needn't worry. She's not going to reveal anything.
Well, what is she going to do?
Trying to discourage Valerie about this romance with Sky. It won't be easy to do, because it's obvious she's already in love with the man and believes that he loves her.
She must not do that, Mike.
Don't worry. She's not going to implicate the CEA.
She has to be stopped right now, and I'm asking you to do that.
You have no idea what you're asking. When my wife makes up her mind to do...
If I have to do it myself, I will. Now, I'm telling you, you stop her now. I will play as rough as necessary.
All right, then. I'll pick you up at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll make dinner reservations straight. That'll give you a whole hour in which to make me a drink.
Oh, hey. Hi.
Derek.
Hello, Nancy. It's good to have you back. It seemed like you were gone for ages.
Oh, it was less than a week.
Well, maybe just because it was so far away, it seemed like so long. I've got to get going. So long.
Yeah, it seemed more like a month. It was such a waste of time.
I'm so sorry, but I still want to hear about it.
Okay.
You want some coffee?
No, no, thanks. Here, I was going to ask you to dinner and show you my slides, but I see you already have a date, hmm?
Oh, well, Derek just asked me to go to some restaurant with him because, well, you know.
Is Sky's out of town?
Yeah. I mean, he seems to know all about Sky and that I've been seeing him and everything.
Yeah, but obviously not exclusively.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any point to seeing him just exclusively since he hasn't asked me to.
Well, Valerie, if he did ask, what would you say?
I'd say yes, of course. You think that's bad?
You really want to know? Yes, I do.
Numbers, on occasion, speak louder than words. Now, these figures dramatize the results of a university study in which serum cholesterol was reduced, an average of 9.6% in 3 weeks. 43 families took part. They cut down on cholesterol and saturated fats, and they ate more fish, chicken, and vegetables. For cooking, they all used Puritan because it's low in saturated fats with no cholesterol. Your assignment is to try it. Puritan knows you're fighting serum cholesterol. Puritan wants you to win.
It's so easy to catch someone's eye, and so easy to lose it. It's so easy to get their attention, and so easy to lose it.
Why risk letting the itch of dandruff be what they notice most when it's so easy to control with Head & Shoulders? Head & Shoulders does an exquisitely beautiful job of keeping that little itch under control. So all they'll notice is hair that's soft, shining, and captivatingly clean. It's so easy to lose that itch and keep their attention with Head & Shoulders.
It's so easy.
Valerie, I know this is none of my business, and I really feel like a meddling backyard gossip right now.
Nancy, go ahead. Why do you think it's a bad idea?
This is going to sound pretty awful, so please feel free to laugh anytime. Valerie, I have seen a good deal more of the world than you have, and I have known men like Skyler Whitney.
Like Skyler Whitney?
I know about him in particular. I know about his upbringing.
Well, I know that he was a spoiled rich brat. He's told me that himself.
Oh, and I'm sure his candor was disarming. I'm sure he probably convinced you that he's changed.
You don't think he's changed?
Valerie, when he was a child, he got every toy he ever wanted.
Are you worried that he thinks of me as just another toy?
Oh, I'm saying this very well.
Nancy, you know how I feel about you. I feel closer to you than anyone, so I respect your opinion a lot.
All right, then please be patient and try to understand how difficult it is for me to explain an opinion that I know you won't want to hear.
Well, can you tell me something specific? I mean, something specific about Sky that would explain why you think he would be bad for me. I've got to answer. Crown Studio?
Valerie, it's Mike. Is Nancy there?
Yeah, she is. Hold on. It's Mike.
Yes, Mike.
Nancy, I know that Valerie is right there, but could you indicate whether or not you've said anything to her about Sky?
Nothing really pertinent.
In that case, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I want you to end the conversation as soon and as gracefully as you can.
Are you not alone?
That's right.
So our friend has made an impression.
More than an impression, Nancy. Something closer to a threat.
So now you think that we should...
Nancy, this is not something we can discuss over the phone. Please, just do as I ask, okay?
All right. Goodbye.
Ian, you're home.
That's right. I've come home to make you happy, little sister.
Well, you do make me happy just by being here. Oh, you're freezing. Is it that cold out?
Cold out, cold within. I'd be very grateful for some of that, if I may.
Of course. Well, now tell me what you've been up to.
I'm not going to marry Raven.
You're not serious. What's happened?
I decided to do what you wanted. I followed the lead that you gave me. About Raven's emergency trip to London. I'm sure you'll be delighted to know that you were completely right.
There was no cablegram from her stepfather.
Oh, there was a cable, all right. But it came via New York. It was sent by my dear friend Skyler.
Oh, Ian, no.
Don't pretend to be surprised, Camilla. You knew the truth all along. They were together in a hotel room in New York. Why she accepted my proposal, I will never know. Well, where's your smile of satisfaction?
I'm sorry, Ian. Believe me, I can't be happy when you're hurt like this. I'm very sorry for you.
Thank you.
It is better to know the truth, though, isn't it?
Yes. The truth is a wonderful thing. Well, I must change and pack.
Pack? What for?
I have some traveling to do and a reservation to cancel.
Are you still going to the Caribbean?
Oh, yes. Life must go on. A honeymoon without a bride.
Spencer, come on in.
Morning.
Shall I order you some breakfast?
No, I had something on the plane, thank you.
Good. Well, then we can get right to work, which is liquidation of all my assets as rapidly as possible. I hope you gave some thought to that, because I need to know exactly how soon that can be done.
I can't do that, Sky. I don't think anybody could.
Well, somebody's going to have to tell me, Spencer. Timing is crucial here.
The best I could do is to make some rough calculations of the worth of all your companies and what that worth would be if you were to sell out in a hurry. It led me to one conclusion.
Yeah, what's that?
Liquidation is insane.
If you think beautiful skin is only something you're born with, get wind of Sea Breeze.
Beautiful skin can be a breeze with Sea Breeze.
The antiseptic invigorates, cleans deep,
Beautiful skin can be a breeze with Sea Breeze.
exhilarates, removes oil and dirt soap can't reach.
Sea Breeze. Beautiful skin can be a breeze
Beautiful.
with Sea Breeze.
Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Tristan didn't relieve my cough.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Contact didn't do anything for my aches, pains, and fever.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Bear didn't help my nasal congestion, runny nose, or coughing.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold. That means Comtrex works on nasal and sinus congestion, runny nose, sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, sore throat, nasal drip, headache, fever, pain, every major cold symptom. Comtrex, it relieves the whole cold.
On One Life to Live, Asa's underway. It's an exciting seagoing adventure.
Looking good.
But a maiden voyage on the high seas could turn to danger. On One Life to Live, weekdays.
Spencer, if I had wanted financial counsel, I would have hired somebody with a bit more savvy than you have.
Sky, you have asked for my advice in the past.
Yes, but I'm not asking for your advice now. I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you to sell. Sell everything that I own.
Well, how can you mean that? You own over a dozen companies. All but 2 of them are profitable.
Spencer, what does it take to get this into your head? I want you to sell. Sell every bond, every stock, every piece of real estate, every
Are you
owning...
talking about the house as well?
That is real estate, isn't it?
Skyler, now, do you realize what you're doing? We're starting a gigantic distress sale. In a recession year, you might as well call this a disaster sale.
Yeah, well, if I was going to wait for the recession to be over, I'd be quite an old man.
Well, maybe in another 12 months. 6, at least.
Try 6 days.
6 days. Sky, I won't do this. I cannot stand by and watch you lose millions to bargain hunters. I'm your business manager, remember?
Business manager? Hell, you're a flunky, Spencer, and don't you forget it.
Sky, I don't think you mean that.
Oh, I mean it all right. I mean, just think about it, Spencer. I didn't hire you because of your vast knowledge of the financial world. I mean, think about it. You're a retread, Spencer. You're an ex-bodyguard. I hired you out of gratitude. Perhaps I overdid it.
Maybe you did.
Spencer, you're a servant of mine. It might do you well to remember that.
I don't have to remember it, Sky. I'm constantly reminded.
Good. Now that you've gotten off your high horse, perhaps we can get some business done. You have that list I'd asked for?
Yes, sir, I do. I also made some rough estimates of asking prices, but you'll have to remember that all of these figures are predicated on a 6 to 12 month sales spread. Now, if you're talking about selling these out in 1 week, you'll have to cut those figures in half, possibly 2/3.
Damn, Stan will lose a lot of money. But that still leaves me with quite a few millions. All right, go ahead. Do what you can.
You're sure you can trust me? I'm only a servant.
You have 1 week, Spencer.
Oh, you'll get everything you wanted, Mr. Whitney. Flunky.
I would love a thief before I would ever love a servant, Spencer.
That's the way it has to be, then.
Suppose I told you there's a great-tasting new cereal with half the sugar of most sugar-coated cereals.
I wouldn't like it.
Suppose it tastes good and sweet, even with half the sugar.
I still wouldn't like it.
Suppose it's Quaker Halvesies, and you're eating it right now.
I like it.
Want me to tell your mom you like a cereal with half the sugar?
I'll do it. He might not believe you.
New Quaker Halvesies. Now the taste kids love has half the sugar of most sugar-coated cereals.
Is the ghost of Princess Grace turning Monaco Palace into a haunted house? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Why does this Muslim holy man claim his sister is Sophia Loren? This week's National Enquirer tells you. How can you beat the blues? Can a change of clothes change your personality?
It's in the Enquirer.
What amazing similarities make Princess Di a mirror image of Jackie O? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Tonight, 5 gorgeous gals square off against a team of handsome hunks as Richard Dawson hosts an exciting, eye-catching, hour-long all-star Family Feud special. Then Jody's kidnapped and Colt's forced to help spring a swindler from prison in order to get her back on the fall guy. After, Stephen's survival is suspected by Dan, and Fallon discovers the full force of Mark's charm in a passionate moment on Dynasty. Tonight on ABC.
Tonight on ABC's World News Tonight, minorities and crime.
For a lot of Americans, especially black Americans, the experience with crime and criminal justice is quite separate and unequal.
ABC News continues to examine crime in America because it affects you.
Light and fluffy, the egg noodle that's fluffy, not flat. Thanks to the shape, more gravy stays on.
Light and fluffy. Now that's using your noodle.
I'm Roseanne Scamardella. Coming up on the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News, abortions now a big business, and many vulnerable women are being taken advantage of. Gloria Rojas shows how in a special report on New York abortion clinics.
And there's Marianne Listener. She also participated in our research. She went to various clinics, was not pregnant, but here she was found pregnant.
Also tonight, get ready, our electric bills are going up again. That story at 5.
Wednesday.
Is this a gorgeous team?
Beauty versus Beefcake, the battle of the perfect tens, an all-new all-star family feud special. And Jody's been kidnapped.
Just my type.
She's the bait to get Colt into a double-crossing trap on the fall guy. Then...
I've got weapons to use against you that I haven't even unwrapped yet.
It's a fight to the finish.
Don't leave. Stay.
And a surrender on Dynasty tomorrow. Tuesday, a tropical vacation turns to...
Probably ours.
Heart to heart.
Madge, I really dig rock. Well, those hands look like you've been digging rock.
No, it's dishwashing. What'll I try?
Everything, and use palm olive liquid. You're softening in it.
Feels soft, like a lotion. Must be mild. But how does it clean?
Great.
Right, Madge. Palm olive cleans away the toughest grease, leaves dishes and pans spotless.
And palm olive softens hands while you do dishes.
Madge, palm olive is really cool.
I thought it was chilly in here. Remember, palm olive softens hands while you do dishes.
No soft food gives your dog what Milk-Bone dog biscuits can. A teeth-cleaning crunch. Crunch, 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 crunch. Crunch, 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 crunch.
100% nutritious Milk-Bone dog biscuits help remove stains, tartar, and particles soft foods leave behind for cleaner, whiter teeth.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Milk-Bone dog biscuits, the crunch food for over 75 years.